Ooh, that was crispy. Yes, sir. We're back. Ooh, that was a. Hey, we got the lean back. Jesus Christ. I had this in a minute. I'm sorry, like I get lucky with my chair leaning back. There's like no way for me to like to actually do it. You know what I mean? But that's whatever. That's besides the point. Review One Piece 1181. We're here. Am I late? Yes. But I'm here regardless. As I always say, better late than never. Better late than never. Better late than never. Yeah. That's the phrase. Boom. We're good. It was a good chapter. Great chapter. A lot of action. Good action, I say. And Emu's great. That could dang near be the video, to be honest. That could be the video. Just great chapter. Emu's showing why he's the boss man, and that's really it. But I won't do you guys like that. Obviously, I'm going to break down what's going on, right? So let's start off with, like, Loki squaring off with Emu. And then we learn, like, giants' lifespans. So apparently let me double check real quick. I think it's, like, up to 300 years old, he said. Or is it 500? No. Okay, they live up to 300. Harold died at 144. Looks like that's way too young. That should never happened. Actually, let's transition. We could read this together. Why am I tweaking out? We could just do this. You tricked my dad. That makes you responsible for his death. The one suffered most from the inconvenience was Moo. Bruh, I'll tell you this right now. I like Emu's energy. Like, throughout this chapter, like, Emu's interactions, and then, like, he feels like an interesting character, and he doesn't feel too stoic. Like, he has, like, a little bit of a fun side to him. I think that's probably a little bit of Joy Boy's influence. Because even like that phrase, too, like, how can I word this? Is it ego? The ego of, like, I suffered the most because it was an inconvenience to me, bro. So if anything, I'm the one in the most pain that I lost that dude. You know what I mean? Like, his mindset's on a complete different level. Like, he really thinks he is the king of the world. And that's him. Like, I'm the king of the world. I felt the most because of this inconvenience. I like that. That dang near, should I say, summarizes. I feel like, sorry I use like so much, I don't care. That one text box showed a lot of how Emu's mindset works and what he really thinks in his worldview, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? He is the king of the world. So anything that inconveniences him, that's great suffering. And that probably might juxtapose to Luffy, like, is there a way to juxtapose that? Let's see. He understands people's suffering, is willing to help. And if that makes sense, right? Right. Whatever. Anywho, the juicy part is the fight ensues. And it's a pretty good fight. Like, actually, we might as well just read the chapter together, kind of. This isn't too legal. I don't think so. And I'm pretty small, so it doesn't really matter that much. So he charges up the attack. And then at this point, well, securing Ilba's future, yeah. And then I like how I actually got like the shot of Ragnar here too, like seeing like her face, his face. We're gonna call it her. I think he said his. And at that point, the black flames come into place. So, I think I talked about this last time, like how I think Emu's power is kind of like, again, the opposite of Luffy's. Like, Luffy makes like a toon world, but it's still the world itself. But Emu could like influence the world in a way that it's like how he sees it. You know what I mean? Like, his influence. Let me see. Transfer back. Like, let's take this coin. Like, with Luffy's power, right, he could, like, make the coin bouncy, move around and stuff like that, but it's still the coin itself. But with Emu's power, Emu makes the coin into, like, an evil version of itself. And at that point, what else could it do? I think it's just, like, evil version, but maybe it might have that same Toon Force effect. I don't know. But he actually changes the coin itself and makes it completely new, while Luffy still keeps, like, the idea of the coin, but just reshapes it. You know what I mean? So I'm curious about, like, more of Emu's power. They kind of explain more later on in the chapter how it's called Dominion. I believe. Let's transition back real quick. Let's go down this. We'll analyze together. I do kind of like this new method of how I'm doing chapters, to be honest. I think it's kind of nice. So then he blocks it with the fire circle. All the blowback throughout the entire island, which is kind of dope. I can't believe he tanked that. With these black flames, what sort of power do you have? Yeah, at that point, he explains that it's called Omen. It simply moves military might. Ah, this is the part right here, bro. This shot, we'll move up to it. So Emu got bigger, right? And he starts explaining his power to like it's a power that dwells in all things. Oh, okay. Reading out loud does help. So all things have the power to become like this, is what he's saying. Blocks his attack. That's a cool shot right here. But then he uses the momentum to get this clean shot. Bruh. I low-key thought it was game over. Like, I thought Loki got one shot here. He didn't, mind you, but like I really thought this man got one shotted. It was. Well, that's good. I went to the movies earlier, and I saw my sushi left. Delicious. I usually go for like cherry flavored. I mean, not cherry. I usually go for like the blueberry flavored mix with Pepsi or Cola. I decided to go with cherry today. As my second go around. Cherry's pretty good. Cherry's not a bad flavor. I prefer blue more, but cherry's still a decent flavor. Then he hits this shot on Loki. We'll discuss this later. But this shot right here I thought was game over for Loki. But then keeps on explaining his power. Strength is an attribute people naturally crave. And yet that craving can be easily satisfied via corruption. It merely requires one to submit their will to a covenant. Right there. When their envy drives them, they'll achieve power. Those three things form a trinity known as dominion. And that's the power. So everyone naturally, so people want strength. The craving can easily be satisfied via corruption. As giants do like getting stronger. That's them corrupting with the devil power. And yet it requires them to submit their will to a covenant. When their enemy drives them, they'll achieve power. All three of these things. Oh, they'll achieve. Oh, so that's supposed to be Omen? Okay. But it says, oh, then you just awaken it automatically. But, so wait. He gave Harold the full covenant. And then, at that point, the themification was him giving him an omen. But he didn't have, like, the black flame, though. Well, they didn't have black flame either. I guess that was the corruption part of it. So, like, there's layers. So there's, like, the black flame and then the modification, maybe? That's what I'm guessing. Right? As known as Dominion. Shall I grant thee the power of a god? Well, then he blasts him, yeah. No, Loki was Loki getting pieced up the chapter, bro. I'm not gonna hold you. Like, he was trying, but like that shot plus his blast to the face, man, like, pause. It's just insane work. Then Loki says, I don't want it. Like, he's putting in work, though. So, God's dominion, that's your power. Sounds more like a deal with the devil to me. Is there a difference between a god and a devil? Like, he's been dropping good lines, bro. Like, this line was hard. Then, or is it? This line right here was tough, like, because it was in his character, bro. Like, that's what I liked, bro. Like, it was such a clean line coming from him. You know what I mean? No, that was really good. Beats me. I just know I ain't gonna let myself be dominated by anyone. The world rejoices in a state of dominion. Isn't that right? Isn't that right, Joy Boy? And then this shot right here is when I talk about like the personality coming out. Like him screaming Joy Boy's name. And then that makes me think a little bit, transition, about what was Joy Boy's and Emu's relationship look like. You know what I mean? Because mind you, Emu has a picture of Vivi. We're assuming like Vivi was like probably not reincarnation, but like a descendant of the girl from long ago. So now the question is, what's like a three-way love circle of like the Vivi lookalike of the past liking Joy Boy, but Emu liking her, and then something happening to her, or her going to Joy Boy. That could be the case. Or something along on the lines of like a misinterpretation of the promise. Like she probably died or something, and their interpretation of the promise, maybe. I don't know. Or maybe it's just his misinterpretation of like what Joy Boy wanted. And like that's why Emu's doing what he's doing. So maybe Joy Boy died. And at that point he's trying to make the world to be like how Joy Boy wanted. But he misinterpreted that maybe. That's why he's saying is that right, Joy Boy, because like he thinks that Dominion is what Joy Boy wants, but it's probably not. I don't know, I'm trying to figure it out. No, it can't be a misinterpretation because didn't they fight? There was some type of fight, but I'm trying to figure out why did they fight. I really hope it's not like some type of love triangle. Maybe I want to be like, even miscommunication is bad. No, I feel like misinterpretation might be better. Like maybe Joy Boy died and he misinterpreted Joy Boy's will. Maybe that's it. I don't know, bro. I don't know. We just gotta see. So then it cuts to like, what's it face? Luffy. E end up saying, oh my god, this guy's talking insane. I gotta make sure I'm fully charged up to beat him. That's, you know, whatever man's eating. That's cool. And then, oh my goodness. Well, we'll just transition, bro. Like, that's gonna be like a low edit video, 2BH. I'm blocking the stream. Let me, screen 1. There we go. Boom. Then screen with a cam. Beautiful. Okay, so here it is. Just that full shot, like help me. There it is. Oh, so he was swicking out. Loki then took the chance to hit him with the hammer, knocked him pretty far, and there was like a really cool. I like the sequence of this, bro. Like he knocked him far, then hit him with like his Thunder Blast move, which was tough. I liked it. This is a really dope sequence, but. Is it all this right here? He saw it, the blast, boom, there we go. That all that together. But Moo blocked it, didn't smile afterwards, bro. Like, I'm not gonna hold you, bro. This man has some sauce to him. Smiling in battle, man, having a good time, tweaking out like this. I'm really interested in Moo's character. I'm not gonna hold you. Like, I need the backstory now. When I get it to, let me see my face. I'm tweaking. Transition, solo cam. Bang. Beautiful. We might not get Moo's backstory for the minute. It might be a hot second before he gets backstory. But from what they showed us this chapter, bro, like a fearless smile. Tanking that man's... He took 2 attacks back to back, bro. The low, the off... Not the offense. The off-guard hammer attack straight into a lightning blast, bro. And he tanked that and smiled. Like, what more do you want from this dude, bro? This feels like a final villain. And mind you, he's like already had no because like he came in sick or whatever. So it's just Moo's looking tough, bro. I'm excited to see more. The chapter's coming up this week because, you know, I posted late, but just on that, bro, I'm here regardless. You feel me? So yeah, bro. Overall, really good chapter. This was solid action. Again, that shot earlier with like, you know, Emu freaking doing the Mihawk pose on him. That was tough. And then now we got theories going along. Maybe, I think, kind of confirmed, because, like, again, like, if you remember, Mihawk did that pose a while back. And they have, like, similar eyes, too. So, at this point, is Mihawk related to, Emu? Or is Mihawk, like, I don't think Mihawk's the son of Emu, maybe. I'm trying to think. Would he be a son or just a relative? Regardless, they have, like, they're tied together somehow. I'm very curious on what it's going to be, like how they're going to tie that up. Maybe that's why Shanks and Mihawk had like that kind of familiar bond because they both left Mary Joy's, the Holy Land, or what do you want to call it? But then why would they fight though? I guess just to see. Yeah, we just need more history, bro. Like because they fought. Took some time apart, came back, arm was missing, don't want to fight again, and then here we are now, you know what I mean? So I'm just very curious, bro, like, what is Mihawk's backstory? Yeah, that's really it at that point. However, people were complaining how now it's slowly starting to become they call it a nepo piece, and I get the sentiment at this point because of this. I mean, right now it's like dang, mostly like all the top tiers are like related to somebody from the past, and it's like descendants of great people. Like we had Blackbeard, descendant of Zebek, and then we have freaking Shanks, part of the Holy Land. Luffy, reincarnation of Joy Boy. Then also at that point, his father's dragon. Then his grandfather's a military hero. Just like a lot of people connected to like higher ups in the world. You know what I mean? So I get the sentiment like, dang, it's starting to become low piece. Like no one's like really. No one's history is just of common ancestry. You know, everyone has like ties to greatness, if that makes sense. Like the history is tied to greatness. You know, tied to fate. You know what I mean? So that's it's not a huge turn up, but like it's like a kind of takes you out a little bit, just a tiny bit. Like again, even like with Luffy getting the Nika fruit, right? Like at first, it's like, oh, this is just a happen chance accident, but like, oh, maybe it turns out like Luffy's like the reincarnation of those great warriors. Like, oh, that's cool, I guess. And now it's like a cycle of not a cycle, but reincarnation thing, whatever. And the same with Teach. He comes from a clan of Davy Jones that also has ties to Moo as well. It's cool. I don't mind stuff like that. You know what I mean? But it doesn't feel distasteful. That's the thing. It doesn't feel too distasteful. It feels kind of earned, and I'm not too mad at it, if that makes sense. Like Mihawk tied to Moo, I'm not too mad at it. Like if they explain it well, give me a good backstory, I'm cool with it. You know what I mean? I feel like people be like saying with it too because again, like Mihawk's a backstory. We don't know any of his backstory. Just know he's great at swordsman ever. That's it. So it's whatever. It's whatever. This was a rant though. Jesus Christ, I rambled for too long, but that's okay. That's one of these videos, just for me to talk. Yeah, I'm done now. I'm done talking though. That's it for the video. Like, subscribe, all that great stuff, and until next time, okay? Yes, sir.